it's like it's a bunch of little boys playing army. Because it's a lot easier to get a tattoo on your arm. It's a lot easier to look cool. It's a lot easier to open up a coffee shop than it is to fast for 2 weeks till the power of God falls down on a place. Or study scripture 8 hours a day until you think your brain is going to melt. But that's what men of God do. That's why we're called men of God. We love people, but we know the best way to help people is to spend most of our time with God, so that when we walk out among the people, we have something to say to them. Thus saith the Lord, not the latest poll says this.
53. Paul says in verse 14, I am writing these things to you, hoping to come to you before long. He's writing Timothy. But in case I am delayed, I write so that you will know how one ought to conduct himself in the household of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and support of the truth. This is one of the most important texts in the entire Bible. I know everyone goes, 2 Timothy 3, 6:15 through 17. Yes, absolutely, we're going to go there. But this text here just stands out to me over and over, especially when I look at American evangelicalism, especially when I look at my own supposed reformed brethren. I look at this passage and I sometimes weep, I sometimes tremble, I sometimes delight. Look at what it says. In case I am delayed, I write. Why does he write? So that you will know how one ought to conduct himself in the household of God. How can you know how to pastor? How can you know how to lead worship? How can you know how to preach? How can you know how to counsel? How can you know how to do missions? How can you know how to organize a church or prepare the ordinances or anything else? How can you know? He says, I write, I write, I write. Do you see that? The only way you and I can know how to conduct ourselves in the household of God is through what is written. It says the church is the household of God. It is the church of the living God. Christ's church, Christ's way. You are a steward. Nothing less than a steward of the Most High God, and nothing more than a steward of the Most High God. And as a steward, it is not your prerogative to invent or scheme or design. Moses was not asked to design a temple. He was told, obey everything on the mountain that was given to you without deviation.